Kelli's Acoustic Crossroads is brought to you by the Team One Automotive Group, Riverview Regional Medical Center, and Family Savings Credit Union. Now, here's Kelli Johnson.
Welcome to Kelli's Acoustic Crossroads. I'm your host, Kelli Johnson. Today we've got an awesome show for you, lined up with Trae Edwards, my guest. He's going to be doing some of his songs. And right now I'm going to start us off with one of my original songs. This is called What You Want From Me, and it's available on the Johnson Conan Rhymes CD on iTunes.
Lord, I'm feeling low today. Not one thing has gone my way. Then it hits me as I start to pray, Lord, show me what you want from me. A weary heart just wants some peace. Sometimes it seems so out of reach, but you are strong when I am weak, Lord. Show me what you want from me. I may stumble, and sometimes I might fall, but I stand tallest when I surrender all. When these worries weigh so heavy on my mind, you gently remind me, Lord, your will, not mine. When this world gets the best of me, I get caught up in unbelief. Then help me walk by faith, not what I see, and I'll give all I have to thee. Lord, show me what you want from me.
Y'all stay tuned for more great music from Trae Edwards, and check out our website, kacrossroads.com. Welcome to Kelli's Acoustic Crossroads. I'm your host, Kelli Johnson, and I'm here with my guest today, Trae Edwards. Good to see you, Trae.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thanks for coming in and doing a show with us. I know you're going to be in town for a big show at the Oxford Civic Center. Tell us a little bit about that.
It's going to be March the 29th. I'll be in town with Restless Heart.
Awesome.
It's going to be a great concert. We're trying to raise a lot of money for some cancer patients here in town. And so we're just looking forward to a good time and a good night.
Awesome. That's such a great cause. And is it $1 every ticket sold?
$1 of every ticket sold is going to back into the community.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great. For local cancer
local,
patients.
exactly.
That's
yes.
great. And
yeah.
so you work together with a group that does that everywhere you go, is that correct?
Well, we actually creating this from scratch. I mean, we're calling this concert part of the Hope Tour. And we're hoping to be able to carry it on to other cities and other countries and do the same thing within every community that we go into. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so we're looking at it at a little bit of a different angle. Instead of really pushing the music as a lot of artists do, we're trying to push the cause a little bit more.
There you go. I love that. That's wonderful. And I've heard the Oxford Civic Center has been redone. I haven't been in there lately, but you were telling us about it earlier, and it's just...
Well, it was kind of disappointing to me because the last time I was in the Civic Center, I think I might have been 17 years old. So I was looking at going back and remembering the old, everything the way it was, and the way it used to smell and all that good stuff. And
like a gym.
Yeah, so everything smells like a new car now. So, but it's great. They've redone everything, put a brand new PA system in.
Really?
So it's really set up great for artists now.
I bet.
So,
well, it's a beautiful setting. Oxford Lake's just gorgeous anyway.
Yeah.
Real convenient right there to I-20. You can get there. And Restless Heart, that's a cool group to be with. They're talented guys.
Great guys. Larry Stewart, who is the actually the lead singer of the group, very compassionate guy, good family man. And he's actually seen eye to eye on what we're wanting to do for the cause and joined right in and said, man, let's do it.
That's awesome.
So Oxford, Alabama is our first stop as far as the Hope Tour. So we're
awesome.
tickled to be bring it back home.
Well, we're honored to have you. Yeah, local boy. You grew up here.
Yeah.
You've got a new CD, and the title cut is I Believe.
I Believe, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that song.
Well, the funny thing about the project is I was a session singer in Nashville for years and doing a lot of demos for other writers and, you know, producing. But these were songs that I actually, you know, either co-wrote or did for another writer and actually kept, you know, thinking, well, if nobody uses it, you know, I may use it sometime.
Yeah.
15 years later,
wow.
I did use the songs for this project. And the funny thing was, is a lot of people have told me through the years, man, these songs were just ahead of their time back then, and now they fit today's world. So yeah, it was just one of those things that, you know, pieces of the puzzle falling together.
There you go. It's great when they fall together. And I'd love, right now, let's take a look at your video for the song I Believe.
Awesome.
In a tiny town where the biggest things were the water tower and a young boy's dreams, I believed. In a little house of simple means, where doing without was a common theme, I believed. On a dried up square of worthless earth, we scratched our living out in the dirt, and I believed. In a small town church where I first heard the choir sing and the preacher's words, I believe, oh I believe. I learned the closer that I looked within, the farther I could see, and I really didn't have much of a choice, so I believe. In that big old city of steel and glass, where a man dies young if you don't think fast, I believe. On the streets where truth is hard to find, and what's in it for me is the bottom line, I believe. In a place where people don't seem to care, and they turn their backs like you're not there, I believe. Anything goes, and usually does. I held my breath and I bit my tongue, and I believe, oh I believe. I learned the closer that I looked within, the farther I could see, and I really didn't have much of a choice, so I believe. In a higher place, in a deeper faith, in a power that's stronger than you or me, I when they put that granite on my grave, all I want that stone to say is, I believe. And where I'm from and the woman I love, the job I did and my God I love, I believe.
And that was Trae Edwards with the song I Believed. And that's also the title cut off your CD,
Yes,
correct?
sure was, yeah.
And where can people hear about that CD or get it or download it?
Everything is on the website at www.gaither.com. www.traeedwards.com.
TraeEdwards.com.
Yeah.
And the info for the Oxford show will be up there
We're
March
getting
29th.
March the 29th. They can get tickets at boxbreezewoodproductions.com.
Awesome. Or they can just call the Oxford Civic Center. We've got the numbers. They're 256-831-2660 or 256-310-1722. And we'll have those numbers available on our website and stuff as well. I looked at your website earlier and it says Trae Edwards, positive voice for the new Nashville. I like that. You were talking about, the positive influence and doing the stuff for the cancer patients. That must be a really big thing for you to put it on your website like that. Tell me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there was enough of the car slashing tire songs and all that kind of stuff out there. And I've always, the older I get, the more I see, the more I remember the things that should have been more important to me as growing up. So I'm just trying to, share some light with some folks, share some joy, get them to slow down and look at things a little bit different, enjoy their kids, enjoy outside and the outdoors.
Yeah.
And so we kind of wrapped our songs kind of around that message.
I love that.
Well, thank you.
That's awesome to have such a talent and use it for such a great cause. Right now we're going to take just a short break, but y'all stay tuned. Check out our website, kacrossroads.com. Check out traeedwards.com, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads. I'm here with my guest, Trae Edwards. And I was also looking on your website, and you've opened for or sang with Alison Krauss, The Judds, Trace Adkins, and you were the opening act for the Glenn Campbell Good Time Theater in Branson. I mean, that's some pretty heavy-hitting stuff there.
Long time, a lot of years.
Well, those are some, Alison Krauss, I think, is my favorite of all time.
Incredible. And the Alison Krauss deal was I was actually performing in Alabama. At a big bluegrass thing years ago. I think I might have been 19, 20 years old, but Allison was just a kid.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget her on that stage, and she just absolutely killed it, and that tone went through the hillside. And I was telling my uncle, and he actually ran the whole thing there. I said, this girl's going to be something else.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody knows Alison Krauss today.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you did a lot of session work in Nashville. Tell me about some of that.
Yeah, I did a lot of background vocals and harmonies for other artists. That's where I got to meet a lot of folks. And then that kind of led to working with the Judds, and I got to sing with the Judds as a trio thing at the Ryman.
Oh wow!
So that was a blessing, and it's just
the
one
mother
of the,
church.
And then you so it all just kind of leads one thing to another. But I was blessed with great friends in the business. Good buddy of mine, Michael Sykes, and George Hare were both guys that were kind of embedded in the industry for a long time. So it was just right place at the right time, like everybody says, and, and having good connections. So.
Yeah, and from those connections, did you write this? We got another song that we're going to showcase here in just a second, Killing Myself to Stay Alive.
No, that was actually written by a guy named Jim Black, and he's actually passed away now. But that song just kind of reiterates on everybody's, you get up and you go to your job and you come home, and you talk about the truck drivers and the firemen and the guys in the Army and the women in the Army. So there's so many people out there doing jobs where they killing themselves a little bit every day, and you're doing that, just to put food on the table and just to pay the bills. So theoretically, that's what we're doing every day. We're killing ourselves to stay alive.
Exactly, and that title just grabs you. I love that title, so I can't wait to see it. Right now, we're going to watch Trae Edwards and his song "Killing Myself to Stay Alive."
That alarm clock goes off 5 days a week. Lets me know when it's time to go, 'cause I've gotta make ends meet. She hands me a thermos of coffee as I walk out the door. The next day I was out there breaking my back, and she's what I'm doing it for. You see, I'm killing myself to stay alive. That sweet little woman at home makes it all worthwhile. I can't afford to let my bills get behind. I'm killing myself to stay alive. to have supper on the stove. I take a little break to catch my breath and unwind for an hour or so. A few honeydews and I watch the news. I try to get in bed by 10. Tomorrow's another day and I start all over again. 'Cause I'm killing myself to stay alive. That sweet little woman at home makes it all worthwhile. I can't afford to let my bills get behind. Killing myself to stay alive. Oh yeah, I'm killing myself to stay alive. That sweet little woman at home makes it all worthwhile. I can't afford to let my bills get behind. Killing myself to stay alive. Yeah. Killing myself to stay alive. Yeah, staying alive. Just staying alive.
Welcome back to Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads. Me and my guest Trae Edwards wanted to remind you again about the concert March 29th at the Oxford Civic Center. 7 p.m. It'll be Trae Edwards and Restless Heart. You can get tickets at the Oxford Civic Center. You can call the number 256-831-2660 or 256-310-1722. And there's also a website they can get the tickets.
Yes, they can go to boxoffice.breezewoodproduction.com.
Production, no S.
Correct.
Right. So make sure that you come out and support this wonderful hometown artist coming back and playing a show for us. And a dollar of every ticket goes to support local cancer patients. So check it out. March the 29th, Oxford Civic Center with Trae Edwards. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to Kelly's Acoustic Crossroads with me and my guest Trae Edwards. You've got a brand new single coming out, or is it out now?
Yeah, it's out now.
When the sun comes out again, and that's I think that's the one I had to get my tissues ready for the video, right? So tell me a little bit about that song and what
I had
it is.
a buddy of mine we talked about earlier, Michael Sykes, producing friend of mine. He kind of seen ahead of time the way that the project that I was talking about, you know, how to create it, and was thinking about some songs, and then he heard about this one. Actually, Suzanne Jennings, who is the daughter of Bill Gaither, wrote the song.
Oh,
and
really?
so when Michael put all the music to it, and he said, man, he said, we've got one that's going to be awesome, and it's kind of in the same vein that you're talking about of what you're looking for. And the short end of the story is a friend of mine, Carl West, who is in the video. It shows him and his family in the video. He went through 15 months of chemo.
Oh, wow.
Had bone cancer. I mean, so every Monday for 15 months he was in the hospital going through chemo. And so you just see that stuff, how it just beats people up. And but he was such and I call him a soldier, other people call him a survivor, but I just saw him, he won this, you know, he won the battle. He's now cancer free.
Awesome.
So that song kind of relates to that. It's to give people hope that, you know, you may be going through some tough times, but the sun will come out again. If you use your faith and do things the right way, you've got another opportunity.
I love that.
So,
That's such a positive message, and people need that when they're going through something like that. And we'll show the video, and we'll watch a little bit of When the Sun Comes Out again as we're closing up the show. Again, thank you, Trae, for being here with us.
Thank you very much.
Y'all please check out TraeEdwards.com, and March 29th, mark your calendars, go to the Oxford Civic Center. $1 of every ticket that you get to go see Trae Edwards and Restless Heart. $1 of it goes to local
local cancer patients, helping them with, you know, whatever needs that they may have. And I think that's such a great cause. And
thank you. Yeah,
it's,
we're very
it's
blessed.
such a great thing to have somebody with your talent, you know, having that positive voice. And,
I appreciate that.
You know, we appreciate having you here right now. When the Sun Comes Out Again, Trae Edwards.
When the sun comes out again, I've got a list of plans. I'll fix the creaky woodshed door, put out the garbage can. I'll trim the hedge and cut the grass, repair the old dog's pen. I've got some good intentions when the sun comes out again. When the sun comes out again, I'll forget about this rain. I'll put aside inside affairs and lay to rest some pain. I'll make some new beginnings and I'll tie up some loose ends. Won't take the sun for granted when the sun comes out again. Out again, I'll walk out in the light and let it hit my tear-stained eyes that saw enough of night. Thank God it's not it. With the sun it's always wind. I know that hope will